Je les aimais aussi.
So I already have a bit of foundation on from earlier on, so I'm just kind of going to add to that. There's no point in adding any more, taking off to just put on again. Pop my hair back as well. For foundation, I have my sunblock on because we have a wee bit of sun here, which is lovely. And I mixed some of my Matchmaster #1 with some of the Face and Body, both by MAC C1. So that's what I have on as a base. I'm going to jump straight into the eyes, and I'm just going to be using all matte since this look is really going to be more about the eyeliner, so it's not really important about having like you know, sheeny or fancy looking lids or anything like that. So I'm going to be using these Inglot colours. I have a little bit of concealer just on my lids from earlier on, so I'm just going to take away any concealer lines that I've gathered. I'm going to first go in with just this kind of matte brown. It's number 342 from Inglot, so it's a little bit like maybe Cork by MAC. Any basic matte brown will do. I'm just going to pop that all over the main part of my lid. And then I'm also going to pick up a little bit just on the tip of my brush and apply it there just underneath the lower lashes as well. You can bring it about 2/3 of the way over. You can bring it all the way over if you want, but I'm going to be putting a darker brown on the outer third or so there's no need to waste product. So I'll go into maybe just this lovely chocolate brown beside it, which is number 327. And then I'm going to apply that first to the outer third or so of my top lid. And then just before I go on to my crease colour, I'm going to apply a little bit. I already have a little bit of a concealer on from earlier on, which is this Bobbi Brown concealer. There's a white powder that comes with it. I'm just going to apply a little bit of that using, doesn't matter what brush. This is just a fluffy blending brush. I'm just going to apply that to that brow arch area, just so that when I put the brown into the crease, it doesn't grab onto the concealer that's already there. So now I'm going to go into the same brown again, just using the tip of my blending brush. Try not to get it all the way down the sides of the blending brush, because you just want the tip to apply the colour, and then the clean sides are what kind of blend out the colour. Do your old windshield wiper motions and just go back and forth in the crease. I do like to keep the eyeshadows matte though, just so it doesn't like take attention away from the eyeliner that's going to be on the face. And then just using the tip of the brush again, I'm going to put a little bit of that darker brown along the outer corner. So before I draw in the liquid eyeliner or the gel eyeliner, I'm actually going to map out the shape just with a regular like kohl. This is just to make sure that it's totally symmetrical. I, like anyone else, can make massive mistakes when it comes to eyeliner, and I always do, especially getting ready for work when I'm in a hurry. So to help eliminate that, you know, possibility, it can be good to just draw in the shape first with kohl. So I don't want it to like come out too far. I want it more to be a little bit more elevated and almost like it's following the bottom line of my eye. So my crease has an extra fold in it on my left eye. You just have to work with it. You just have to adjust it slightly and do whatever you need to do so that they look symmetrical when you're looking straight on. And always relax the eyebrows as well. I see some people when you go to do their eyeliner in work, they just kind of immediately, the eyebrows go up, you know, 20 feet, but you just kind of have to remind yourself to relax the brows. Now, so at this stage I have those two lines in. Again, they're just going to be the guideline for when we do the eyeliner, so don't worry too much about them looking perfect or anything like that yet. And then look absolutely dead on straight into the mirror and just draw a line straight in towards your crease. And try not to have a dip in it or anything like that, just straight in, if you can see there. And then just the same on this side. So you'll have that kind of funny triangle shape there now. And then again, looking dead straight into the mirror, draw a line just across your lid, as if when you're looking straight on, it connects, it just perfectly goes into that line. It just is automatically straight, but if you tilt your head back like this, there's going to be a dip. Don't worry about that dip, that's just what happens. You just want to be looking totally straight, and then just draw the line in. Same on the other side, and then once that's done, we can move on to the liquid eyeliner. I'm just going to lightly fill in the rest of the eyeliner. It just makes the gel or the liquid eyeliner part a total no-brainer, which is what most people want. Okay, so once I have that template down, you can see it roughly there. You have an idea when I'm looking straight. It just looks like it goes straight out past the crease, dip like this, and it has a funny dip. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of the kohl pencil now into my waterline. For my gel liner, I'm going to use my Inglot number 77 gel liner. Absolutely adore this liner. I always get like compliments on how dark it is and stuff like that when I wear it. The only downside is that the play time isn't immense. You don't have a huge amount of time before it dries. So I have kind of religiously been using my Duraline, which is like a mix and medium or an activating liquid, to mix in with it just to soften it up a little bit. It doesn't, I was worried it would shear it out. It doesn't, it really doesn't. So I just pop a little drop onto the back of my hand, and then when I pick up the eyeliner on my brush, I just mix a tiny bit of it in with the Duraline. You really don't need too much of it, you don't want to totally water it down. And then I just add the Duraline as I go along, as I find that it's a little bit drying. I always work it onto the back of my hand as well before I pop it onto my eye, just so that there's not too much on the brush. So I'm just going to start filling in that shape now. So I'm just going to fill in that negative space area first, the area that I didn't fill in with the kohl pencil. And I'll slow down when I get to the outer corner, same as what I do with my lips. I nearly always fill in my lips really quickly in the centre first, and slow down then when I get to the outline. So now I'm just going to, again, keep looking dead straight into your mirror so that you keep everything where it's supposed to be. And when you're doing an outline like this, you really want to make sure that the eyeliner isn't dragging. So having a really fluid one is important. I almost hold my breath sometimes when I'm doing these kind of makeup looks, so I don't tend to talk as much. It's probably a good thing, a lot of you think. So when it looks like it's almost going straight out, dip your head back and you might see that there's a little area that needs filling in. So it's just going to almost be a line going straight up to that crease area. Again, you can just keep checking both ways. Okay, so I pretty much have those on, and you can see when you go down here, it's dipped and straight on. It is pretty much totally straight out. Now what I'm going to do is just grab whatever's left on the back of my hand or whatever's a little bit on the brush, and I'm just going to carefully tight line. Now be really careful with this, like gel liner isn't technically, it's not designed for the waterline, so I'm not saying you should. If you're very sensitive, it probably won't suit you, and also if you've got contacts, be very, very careful, because it can tend to break off. Like this lasts pretty much in my waterline all day, but it can break off a little bit, and you might get tiny little specks in your eyes throughout the day, which means it can get trapped underneath contact lenses, so be very, very careful. So like I was saying, if you're looking straight on, it pretty much continues straight out, but I mentioned that little extra fold in my lid here on this eye, so it actually has a little bit, if you can see there at all, I'm not sure if it's showing up, there's a teeny bit of a bump on in the line running up. That doesn't matter, because as long as it looks perfect straight on, that's all we care about. So like I said, you might need to adjust a little bit for the different eye shapes. So now I have the main event, which is pretty much the liner done. I'm just going to quickly fill in my eyebrows using just a Inglot powder. It's not really important which. This is number 363, one of the matte ones. And I'm also just going to fix up my base and powder my foundation. Je les aimais aussi. Okay, so for mascara, I'm going to use this new Max Factor False Lash Effect mascara. You know I love my Max Factor mascaras. I'm obsessed with my Masterpiece, which I'm still living off my little sample one from Christmas. I have had about 3 or 4 of the normal Lash Effect ones. I have the waterproof one in my kit, and I just was sent this new Lash Effect 24-hour volume mascara. Oh, volume for 24 hours, I'm not sure what it's called. Delighted with it. I love my big fat mascara brushes. So this one, I think it's brand new. I was only sent it there this week, but it's supposed to last up to 24 hours now. I have yet to see that because I haven't worn it enough yet. But it contains a primer which binds the formula to your lashes, and that's why it's different. I'm just going to pop plenty of that anyhow all over my lashes, top and bottom. But for the bottom lashes, I'm just going to really focus on the outer corner. Okay, so now that I have the eyes totally done, I'm going to jump onto my cheeks. I'm going to put a tiny bit of this Sleek Peach Shimmer highlighter from LetzMakeup onto top of my cheekbones. This gives a really lovely iridescent glow. I kind of stick to the top of it where it's lighter rather than going more into the peachy colours. Pick up another Sleek product, which is the Sugar palette, Blush by 3, number 634, and I'm going to use the tiniest bit of, I think, this colour, which is Muscovado. Very little. I'm going to bounce the brush off a bit of tissue before I apply it to my cheeks. I really don't want too much colour. And even that's coming out really, really strong. So I'm just going to go in with a clean brush. I'll use my 109 by MAC and just buff that into the cheeks. I've actually been using these colours on my eyes a little more so than on the cheeks because they're quite strong. But as long as you just use a really light hand, or like I said, you know, tap your brush off a tissue first and then go in with another clean brush, you can, you know, shear them down a good bit. I'm going to start off with a little bit of a lip liner, so I think I'll use, it's not really that important, I'm just going to use this L'Oreal Infallible lip liner. Just blot off my lips a little bit. This is in something toast, always toasted, so it doesn't really matter, just something to define the shape a little bit. And then I really want to use one of these two guys. This was also sent to me in my little Max Factor pack. These are these new lipstick colour effect, like lip colours or lipsticks. I'll show you this one for instance, which is probably the one. No, I think I'll use the pink one, so I'll show you this one first. This is in Gypsy Red, I think. No, Salsa Red. And one side will have a beautiful intense matte colour. So in this case it's this gorgeous, really beautiful red. And then on the other side you have a slightly more iridescent colour that's a little bit lighter, and this is to create some contrast on the lip and more dimension. So the idea would be to put the lighter colour on the inner corner and then have it going out to the darker colour on the outer corners. You can play around with it, you can, you know, maybe try a little bit of the darker colour on the bottom lip, lighter colour on the top lip, whatever. But it's just a really nice idea. I'd often do this anyhow with my own lipsticks, but that would be a case of either bringing 2 lipsticks out with you or bringing out a wee palette. It's really handy having this together. So this one here is called Bloomy Pink. So it's, because it's more kind of pinky that is going on with me and there's nothing too intense. This is the deeper colour, which is this gorgeous kind of berryish pink. So I'm just going to pop this all over the lips and just kind of leave the centre of my lips alone. So I can use my lip brush in a minute to perfect that, and I'm going to jump to the other side, which is the lighter, more highlighty colour, which is just a really lovely iridescent pink. See there, it's much lighter, much more iridescent. And then I'm just going to go back in with the darker colour, but this time I'm going to use a lip brush just to really get the shape perfect. So there you have it. It's like a multi-dimensional lip with beautiful, actually that looks absolutely gorgeous on camera and in real life, but really like extreme uplifting cat eye, and then dimensional like slightly frosted lip. It's just a really classy but pretty and quite sexy look, kind of all in one. So yeah, I hope you liked it, guys. Thanks a million for watching, and I'll chat to you all really soon. So long, guys.